Welcome to episode 2 of Parenting Through the Pouch with Mel and Kim.
Today's special guest is the lovely Kirsty, who is mum to 7-year-old Gideon.
Hi, Kirsty.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Thank you for coming on
No,
today.
thank you for having me.
Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and your family and what area you're from?
Yeah, so I'm Kirsty, 35, mum, as Mel said, mum to 7-year-old Gideon, from Johnstown in Wrexham.
Kirsty, how did you feel when you first heard the word stoma? What were your biggest worries or questions, as it's such a big thing, isn't it? Especially with Gideon being still quite young.
It was quite frightening.
Yeah.
When they said stoma, I was just like, okay, he's just turned 4. He was then on the pathway for autism, and it was just like, how is he going to cope with that? It's such a huge change and such a huge thing for anybody to go through, but especially little ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then in the back of my mind, I was thinking, this could actually be the best thing for him. It's kind of like, I felt a bit guilty as a mum that there wasn't anything else that could be an option for him, and that he was having to go through such major life-changing surgery.
What was the reasoning for Gideon having his stoma, if you don't mind me asking?
So when he was born, he had issues with his bowels right from the beginning. He didn't pass meconium until he was about 3-4 days. And then when he was a week old, my mum was having to pry poo out of his bum because he was just so constipated.
Yeah.
And it just went from bad to worse. Carried on having.
Did you have to try any interventions before the stoma, or was like the stoma the first option for Gideon?
No, when he was about a month old, he was put on Laxido. So he was having that daily. We tried different milks. We went from the milk, because I bottle fed. So we changed him to SMA Comfort to see if that made any difference. And he went from being sort of severely constipated to where it was just coming out of him like water. But we noticed that even when it was like water, he was still struggling to push it out. He couldn't. He'd be going red in the face. He would be holding his breath and really sort of struggling.
Oh.
And then over the years, we tried different medications. He's had Botox in his bum. He's had manual evacuations. We did get told about the ACE, but then they said because of him being autistic and ADHD that there'd be no way he would sit on the toilet for like an hour or however long it'd take for it to go through. Yeah,
it's quite long.
I think that would be difficult for any child, really, even if they didn't have any extra needs.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. What did you think to Botox? Did Botox work for Gideon, or?
No, he had it twice. The first time he was in agony.
Yeah.
He really struggled after it. And we said, right, we'll try again, because you get to a point where you think, I'll try anything to try and help them.
Yeah, you do.
Wouldn't have to lead to like a colostomy or anything.
Yeah.
And it didn't work the second time either. And we were just like, right, okay, something needs to be done.
Enough, basically. Yeah.
But at least you tried. You've tried all the other stuff before.
Yeah.
And at least you can say, oh, I've tried them. And the last option was a stoma.
Yeah.
But can I ask you what your journey was like for you as a mum from the early days in hospital to where you are now?
It's weird because at the time, I don't think I was really processing it, or I wasn't really in that moment. I was just purely in mum mode. He's not right. There's something wrong with his bowels. I need to fight for him. I need to get him the support and things that he needs. I'm very lucky because his local paediatrician here, Dr. Rebellion, and his continence nurse, Shan, have just been amazing with him from the beginning.
Yeah. I think it's good when they know the child, don't they? When they've been with them from quite young.
Yeah. And they've known him since he was about 13 months old.
Yeah.
And they've just been fantastic. And his paediatrician is constantly pushing, right, we'll try this, we'll try that. Okay, that hasn't worked, right, we're going to try and get him to be seen in Alder Hey.
Yeah. That's when they're on your side and they're trying to fight with you, it does help massively, doesn't it?
Oh, it makes it so much easier because, there are times where I felt I'm just fighting and losing battle.
Yeah.
I just need somebody to listen. I need somebody to just do something.
Yeah, it's really hard advocating for your child sometimes, isn't it? Like, we have to advocate because we are their voice, but sometimes it just makes you feel like, well, you just feel like giving up sometimes, don't you? But you can't.
Yeah. It does. It gets so frustrating and stressful. And, I do sometimes think, God, have I got any fight left in me?
Yeah.
And then I see him and I just think, I need to. Nobody else is going to do it. I need to do that for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely. What does your life look like day to day with a little one with the stoma? Because he is quite young, isn't he?
Yeah, he is still only 7. I've got to say, though, he is very good with it. Although there are times where I say to him, right, Gideon, I've got to do your bag now. And he does get frustrated. But because he's still having some issues, I only really have to change his bag sort of once a day, twice a day.
Yeah.
So like this morning, he got up and there was nothing in his bag.
Yeah, we have that at times.
Yeah. So he's literally gone to school with the same bag on because there's nothing in there.
Yeah, there's no point wasting another bag, is there?
No. And then he'll come home and there might still not be much in there. And then he'll have a bath. So he'll either have a bagless bath or he'll have a bath with a bag on. And then that's kind of when I tend to change him.
Yeah.
How does he feel having a bagless bath? I know some kids don't like having bagless, do they?
Oh, he loves it. He absolutely loves just having that bit of freedom. And it does, because I'm quite lucky with him. His skin is very, very good around his stoma. He very rarely gets sore or anything. But I find that having a bagless bath can sometimes help that as well because he's getting a bit of moisture on it.
Yeah, definitely.
But he loves it. He does freak out a bit if poo comes out when he's in the bath, but then he just starts laughing.
It is hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does Gideon help you change his bag or does he help with any?
Yeah, so he'll take it off. So he uses the spray to take it off and he does try and help to wipe it. I have let him loose with the fusion sticks, which I won't do again just yet. Because it was in his belly button. Oh, they're so good. It was in his belly button. It was just everywhere.
Kirsty, was there any things that surprised you? Maybe things you thought would be harder, but they actually was easier.
When they first obviously said he was going to have a colostomy, I was so worried about changing it. Like, oh my God, am I going to hurt him? Or this is just going to take me so long to learn how to get into the routine of doing it. But after a couple of changes, it was like, oh, right, okay, this isn't actually too bad.
Yeah, you seem
quite
to master
easy,
it pretty
isn't it,
quick.
when you get in it?
Yeah.
I think the thought of it was more daunting than actually doing it.
Yeah, and I think the first one for us, it was I'd not been shown how to do Jax's bag, and the surgeon came to have a look at his stomas, took his bag off, and went, "Put it back on, Mum." And I was like, "Oh my God, I've never done it." I think I rung Kim. I was like, "I don't know what to do."
Yeah.
But I had to do it. I was shaking, I was hot and flustered.
Yeah.
But I did it, and I think it helped. Just getting straight in there, and then 2 days later, you're a pro, aren't you?
Yeah, because you were only used to one stoma, weren't you, Mel? Because remember when I showed you Jessica's, but then Jax has come out with having 2 stomas.
Oh,
so
that's a different story.
That must have come as a shock.
Well, I remember I rung Kim up. I was dead nervous, crying. I was like, he's just come round. I said, I've had to get some air. And I went, he's got 2 stomas. She was like, has he? And I went, yeah. I said, so I sent you a picture, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I was like, will it go back in the other one? Because they only told me he was having one. She went, what do you mean go back in? I said, well, will it eventually go back in his skin? She went, no, Mel, it's a mucus fistula. And I was like, oh, God.
I still remember that conversation.
Oh, it was a massive shock because like his mucus fistula is bigger than his ileostomy, do you know, so I didn't
Yeah,
expect it to be like that. And I was not told, do you know, beforehand he was getting this mucus fistula. So it was a massive shock.
yeah.
But
Oh, I can
How
imagine.
it's hot. Sometimes it is a shock, isn't it?
Yeah.
How does Gideon manage with school and activities? Does his stoma stop him doing anything at all?
No. He is more loopy now that he's got his stoma. He doesn't care.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
proud of it. Like, he'll happily, if he's out and about and say it started to leak or something, he'll just lift his top up and he'll,
oh,
Mum,
It's brilliant,
he's
isn't
just
it?
got no. And the kids and things in school are really, really good with him.
that's good.
That is the best thing I find, having, the kids understanding schools, because
yeah.
people forget that these kids, these kids have still got to go to school.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
all know what kids can be like, don't we, in schools?
Oh, yeah.
But it's always good to have the school understand and raise awareness as well,
Yeah.
so the child feels comfortable.
He had a bit of an incident in school one day. So it was when we were having issues with bags sticking. And we went through everything. And he had we were trying a different bag, but it was a drainable. And I remember having a phone call saying, could you come down? There's been a bit of an incident. And his bag had exploded all over the playground.
Oh,
No. And how did Gideon feel with that?
He laughed.
oh.
He thought it was funny because he'd got poo everywhere. But in my mind, I was thinking, oh, God, what are the kids going to be like? Are they going to be making fun of him? Are they going to say something? Yeah. One child was quite nasty, but all the other kids, they were just so good. I brought him home, washed him, changed him, took him back. And his teacher said when he went into class, all the kids cheered for him and went up and were hugging him. And
oh, that's lovely.
That's so good.
Oh, bless him. Who or what has been your biggest support through the whole journey?
So my mum, because my mum and Gideon have got such a good relationship. She only lives like 2 minutes up the road. So she's here every day. His dad, me and his dad aren't together, but we're still really good friends, and he is a great support and everything. They've both come to all the appointments and everything. My sister Jade, she's always there. She's been great. She was kind of the one I'd go to if I was frustrated or if I was worried. I'd just be able to put it all on her.
Yeah, it's good that you've got that support network around you, because it's definitely needed, isn't it?
But then you two as well. As soon as I heard about like Jessica's page from Brenda, is it Brenda?
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my God, there is other parents here. There's so many more other kids that have got colostomies and ileostomies and things. And obviously Jax had his ACE at the time, didn't he?
He did. God, that seems ages ago, doesn't it?
So it was even better having, although I had like my mum, Mike and Jade and everything, you guys understood fully what it was like, because obviously you've got children yourselves that have got it, and it was just nice to have somebody that can relate to it all.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's like same for you guys. Obviously, Jax didn't have his ileostomy before I met you all. It was just his ACE. So you guys have actually helped me as well, do you know, with what was to come and everything. It's just such a lovely support group, isn't it?
It is.
It is. It's just finding as well, isn't it? Because I remember when we started the journey, you didn't have all these pages. So we only had I think it was the Breakaway Foundation group then.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all we had back then. But now it's like it's extended out, so you can see all the different stories and journeys, and it's really better now, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Have you found any tips, routines or products that really make life easier?
For Gideon, it's definitely the Salt's Confidence B bags. Because we had such issues with bags from the beginning, really. And then we went to Salt, and they have just been They're literally like the only ones that seem to stick to him and stay stuck.
Yeah.
Because we went
It is
through,
about finding the
yeah,
bags, isn't it?
and those fusion sticks have been a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when we were having the issues of the bags not sticking, because he was on the mini salts bags, and I was just finding they were leaking, they were ballooning, you getting the odour from it. But as soon as we changed him to the bigger ones and got the fusion sticks, it was amazing. He can go for swimming lessons and go swimming, and I don't even have to put like a banana on it. I literally use the fusion glue and his bag, and it will stick.
It's
Yeah.
really good, that. I think it is just about finding what's right for your child, isn't it?
Yeah.
100%, definitely.
What do you wish more people would understand about children with stomas?
That it's not a cure.
Yeah, definitely.
Because what I get a lot is, like, Gideon's going into hospital now on the 24th. And, you know, sometimes people go, oh, what's he having done now? Oh, you know, he's still having issues with his bowels. Oh, but he's had a colostomy. You know, you'd have thought that would have cured everything. And you're like, well, no, it was a solution, you know, to try and make things easier. You know, I was told when he came out of theatre and the surgeon came to see me, I was told that if they'd have waited any longer, his bowel would have ruptured, and, you know, that probably would have been the end. Because he was failure to thrive, he was losing weight, he was literally skin and bone. You know, if he didn't have this, he probably wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
It's just to give him the better quality of life, isn't it? Like, and it's not a cure. Like, there is still problems. It just gives you the better quality of life.
Exactly. And they think because he was just skin and bone, and then to look at him now, you'd think, wow, he just looks a completely different child. But then they don't kind of see then what happens behind closed doors. So like the screaming fits because he's in pain, you know, the sickness because he's in so much pain that he's throwing up, and, you know, like Jax gets really sore skin.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a cure. It's just something that's literally there to help them.
To help, yeah, definitely.
Does he have he has like a go-to, doesn't he? Like, we know obviously Gideon plays the piano and is absolutely fantastic at it for his little age. Is that like his little go-to?
Yeah, that and trains. So he's like obsessed with trains. So he can spend, although his concentration is rubbish, he can spend ages just playing the piano.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's like therapeutic for him, isn't it?
Yeah, just takes him away.
Oh, if another parent is listening right now who may be at the start of this journey and feeling scared, what would you say to them?
That it'll be all right. I know it seems scary, but the thought of it is worse than the actual going through it. It'll mean a better quality life for your child. And at the end of the day, I think that's what all of us want. If we've got kids that have got any health issues or anything, just for them to not struggle, to not be in pain, to be able to do some of the things that, you know, they want to do. Because I remember the summer before Gideon had his colostomy, it was awful. We were trying to do days out, and we just were ending up in hospital because he was passing out in pain, or he was passing blood from his bum.
Oh,
It was just miserable. But to see what he can do now, you know, he does swimming lessons, he plays the piano, he goes to choir.
Living the life he should be living.
Yeah,
absolutely
definitely.
Fantastic.
You know, the stuff we did this summer and things, it's just like he was just a normal 7-year-old boy just living life.
That's,
you know,
brilliant.
And that's what that's what it'll end up being like. You know, it's just a better quality for them.
Absolutely.
Brilliant, yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to ask myself or Kim?
What did you both think when obviously you were told that a colostomy or ileostomy was, you know, what the kids were going to have?
I literally cried. I think I rung you as again, didn't I, Kim? Like, Kim is my go-to person, like, and I literally cried. But for us, we didn't know until fair today whether Jax was having a colostomy or an ileostomy. His surgeon wasn't too sure which one he was going to perform. So it wasn't until we signed the consent forms that I knew Jax was going to have the ileostomy. So, and I'd always thought I didn't want him to have the ileostomy. It just panics me more. I think with it going constantly, I thought, oh my God, how's he going to manage it and things like that. But for Jax, obviously the ileostomy was the right way going forward. And we have our problems, but like yourself, Jax is thriving now. It's not a cure. There is still problems going on in the background, but he is living his best life. And for that, we're grateful that he's got his stoma.
Yeah.
For us, I was scared, obviously, because she was so young as well. And I was thinking, how are all these children gonna, are they gonna accept Jessica, and that her school was just amazing with her. So, but it was scary. Like you said before, Kirsty, it was that bag change. So in the hospital, I sobbed on a nurse's shoulder because Jessica was on a 2-piece bag that you had to clip, and I could not clip it, and I absolutely sobbed. But after a couple of days, it's all about learning. And we got there, and as I said, Jessica still has her problems now with her stoma, but she's thriving.
Yeah.
So, and she loves life. So, and I'm glad that she did get the colostomy rather than an ileostomy, because if Jessica's got loose output, she doesn't cope well.
Yeah.
So if she got an ileostomy, she wouldn't cope. I know she wouldn't. But, she's thriving. And as I said, we've got the right support around us, especially if you have any problems and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps today's episode up. Can we say how lovely it's been chatting to you, Kirsty?
Thank you. It's been lovely speaking to you too as well.
And it's been lovely hearing about Gideon's story as well.
Thanks.
Thank you. Please follow us on Instagram and subscribe to Parenting Through the Pouch on YouTube to listen to Kirsty's full episode. Just a quick, Stoma Aware Day is coming up on the 4th of October. Check out Colostomy UK's campaign, Mythbusters, and sign up today.
Bye.
Bye.